Wow, it is pretty cold out here in November. It's already in the 30s. Thankfully, I get to go to Arizona next week and film a lot of skate videos there while it's sunny and 70s. But I figured I'd do an annual tradition of still bringing back trick tips like I did last Thanksgiving. So today's Black Friday, a little delayed, still cold. We're doing pop shove it, nollie, late front shove. So obviously you need to learn how to do normal shove it's, not even pop shove it's, but I mean, if you can normal shove it, you can probably pop shove it. And then nollie front shoves. Not going to go into the whole debate of front side versus back side, but you know, you flip it and spin it in front of you. So you need those, and then you also need pop shove it rewinds. So I did a whole trick tip on that. I'll send a link and put that for you guys to see. That's super retro. I think that's over a decade. But once you get that, it's essentially the same movements, but you're going to be pretty quick. So you go in for the shove it, you shove it, and then I actually kind of figured this little trick tip out earlier today to be more consistent. You actually want to lean back a little bit when you go on the nose. Normally when you're trying to do like the front side rewind, you're going to lean into it and you put more weight on the front, so that momentum kind of brings you around. But if you do that and then try to do a shove it, then when you land on it, it's gonna ram right in. So you want to do a shove it and then land on the nose, and then you're gonna kind of lean back, push it forward, and then throw it like that, and then land on it. So your hips are going to be kind of like angled at like a weird, I don't know how to describe it, but you're going to turn like that, like you're doing the rewind, but then you're gonna jump and you're gonna counter rotate. And then when you do that, so when you're going in for that rewind, instead of going with it, you're gonna counter rotate your body. So you get onto the nose and you're about to do the rewind, and you're still going to do that shove it motion, but instead of letting your upper body turn with it, you're going to kind of switch back. So you're going to shove it, rewind, and then do that. So you're doing a lot of hip movements. It helps a lot if you're kind of facing forward a little bit, so you don't need a totally stacked position. You're just going to face forward a little bit, shove, rewind, and then kind of late shove. I don't really like to use the term late shove, but you're just doing a shove it and then landing in a nose mail and then doing an ollie front side shove it. So you got to have both of those tricks, but the quicker you are with your feet, the better. If you hold it too long, then that's usually when you're just going to go down like that, or you're going to ram like that. So as soon as your foot touches it, you want to use that momentum when your knees are bent and compressing, and then jump back out of it. So, I mean, you could just do shove it, nose mail a little bit, and then shove it out, but that's a totally different trick. Looks totally different, feels totally different. That one's pretty easy too if you got the balance, but you're kind of almost like jump roping. So you shove it and then land and then jump back up. So when your knees are compressing when you land, you're jumping back out of it. You don't want to ever be still, and you don't want to lock your legs. So like most skate tricks, you want to bend your knees and you want to be a little bit loose. So you go in there, get that rewind motion, and then jump out of it. Because obviously a rewind, you don't jump out of it. You kind of just go along with the ride. So just spring out of it, turn it like that a few times. Like you're not going to land on the board. Sometimes it goes too far in front of you, or it'll go behind you and you'll jump too far forward. So you really just want to keep your weight centered and then just jump right out of that nose bonk right when you hit it. And it comes pretty naturally once you kind of at least get the first flip motion going on, but it looks a lot harder than it is. So I would suggest go out and try it. It impresses people. A lot of people actually count it in a game of skate, and if you do that, you'll definitely get a reaction out of people. So if you guys want to see more trick tips, then subscribe. Let me know any trick tip ideas. I can do most flat ground flip tricks. Not the best person at like grinds and transition skating, but when it comes to a flip trick, just ask me a trick and I will do a trick tip on it. And hopefully we'll get back to snowboarding in like a week or two, because I only have a budget pass where I have to suffer from the blackout dates. But snowboarding will be coming soon, and then some Arizona snowboarding and skateboarding, and possibly some Utah clips too.